Good afternoon, Bill O'Leary coming to you live. This is our Thirsty Thursday series. For those that have seen this before, hope you find this informative. And for those that maybe are stumbling across me for the first time, it's a series that happens weekly, and I go live once a week to talk about some of the things that I see and what I do. I'm a lawyer, estate planning, elder law, probate, that sort of thing. My firm is Legacy Planning Law Group, and so I try to think of a topic each week to try to share with folks, and that's what we call our Thirsty Thursday series. So if you're thirsting for knowledge and for information, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to talk about, so the past couple of weeks I've talked about really difficult assets to inherit, sort of the worst assets to inherit, and really I've sort of narrowed it down to six. And so last week and the week before, I talked about two of the six. I'm just talking about one asset per week to try to make it compact. Today is asset number 3 of the 6 worst assets to inherit: guns. So, look, guns, they can present kind of a a considerable issue or very difficult problems as inheritances. They're not sort of the kind of property you can just hand over, let's say, to another person without, in certain cases, the proper registration or the permit. And the rules, by the way, vary significantly depending on the state that you live in and the kind of firearm that's being passed on as the inheritance. So, just as an example, the state of New York, which is quite restrictive, when somebody dies, get this, their executor can possess their gun for up to 15 days without incurring criminal liability. You think, well, that's fine, but boy, that's an awfully short window. And at that point, the will probably hasn't even gone through probate yet. Maybe the family hasn't located the will yet. And what usually happens in that situation is that the heirs or the executor, what they're going to do is they're going to call the police to inventory and store the guns for up to 1 year during a probate. And so that means the heirs cannot legally transport the gun themselves, so the police must come pick them up. And if certain firearms, like let's say fully automatic weapons and short barrel rifles or shotguns, let's say they were not properly registered during the deceased person's lifetime, they can't be registered after the fact. And so that means they'll have to be abandoned and the heirs won't get it. Now, if you'd like your kids, let's say, or maybe other family members to inherit guns, start the planning early, as soon as possible. The heir may need to, let's say, maybe set up a proper firearm permit in order for them to receive the property. You could also work, let's say, with a gun dealer. They could store your guns and maybe then sell them after you pass away. The key, though, is to plan early so you avoid a scenario where you've left guns, let's say, in the trunk of the car or in the garage, and then you die. That can complicate matters for your heirs, plus it's a safety risk. Although another option might be you could work with a gun dealer to store your guns and then sell them. So I have to tell you, there's a fabulous solution to this problem, and that's by putting in place what's called a gun trust. And I don't really have time to go into what a gun trust is. It's sort of a separate talk unto itself, and I think I've just gotten sort of inspiration to do one of those sometime this fall to talk about gun trust. It's a wonderful solution. Next week, I want to talk about asset number 4 of the 6 difficult assets to inherit, and that is an operating business that passes on. If you'd like to know a little bit more about the 6 difficult assets to inherit, whether it's guns or anything else, and if you'd like to know how we can help, we encourage you to reach out and take that first step and talk to us. So we make it very easy. We would invite you to schedule a free 15-minute phone call. We like to call it our discovery phone call. And I tell you, scheduling cannot be any easier. Just go to our website, legacyplanninglawgroup.com. There's a blue button at the top, I believe, and then a couple of other places on the home page and some of the other pages. A blue button that says book your free call. Just click on it, takes you to our booking calendar, pick the time that works for you, and we'll jump on the call. Again, that call is complimentary. If you have enjoyed this video, we would ask that you like it, better yet, share it. And if you want more information on some other estate planning, elder law topics, I have a sort of a growing library of YouTube videos. I would invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legacy Planning Law Group. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk about the six most difficult assets to inherit. I'm going to give another talk next Thursday, God willing, about this same time. Same day, same time, just a different topic. So if you're thirsting for knowledge, we will quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now. Hope you make it a great weekend and go make somebody's life a little bit better.